Really excited because today I'm going to be taking a look at a piece by WigShe. So a little backstory, WigShe reached out to me, asked me if I would do a review, and of course I told them my patented line, which is that I don't do favorable reviews in exchange for pieces that ultimately I have to be able to give an honest review. And you know, if they're comfortable with that, then I'm happy to review the piece. And they agreed, which I thought was really, really cool because it did speak to their desire to really get their pieces in hands and to show that they were a company who is worth working with. So I thought that that was really cool. So we're gonna take a look at what they sent me. It was customized for me. I told them that I wanted something ashy, that I wanted sort of like a brownish color. And I didn't really care too much as long as it was brownish, ashy, and that the hairline was realistic. That was really important to me, and that I wanted lightly bleached knots. So we're going to take a look. The one thing I will let you know about is that they do pieces custom, and with that comes a little bit more time. So there was some waiting that had to happen in order for this piece to get to me, and I think that I was just having this conversation with somebody else yesterday. I think that that's okay as long as companies are transparent about their timelines, and they were very honest and they reached out to me and let me know that things would take a little bit longer. So I'm okay with that as long as they continue to maintain that open communication. I think that that is just fine. So here we go. Let's take a look at this piece. So first of all, the packaging is super cute, and I have to tell you, I am kind of a sucker for nice packaging. It's not a deal breaker. I own a small business and I don't put a lot of effort into my packaging because I think the product is more important than the packaging. I also am not a big greeting card person, but that's a whole other thing. One thing that I do love though is that their packaging is cute, but the practicality. This is the satin bag that the piece comes in, and it is really big, which means if you're traveling, you could stick your WigShe piece in here along with another piece, and there's ample room. So I kind of love that. There's a card and a wig grip that has the lace in it, which is perfect for wearing a lace top wig. How cute is this? So it's a thank you card. It offers their socials, how to reach out to them if there's any issue. So that's really good. Love that. Okay, it's like a party in here. It's a wig party. Let's take a look at the piece. I haven't tried it on because I really wanted it to be authentic. So I'm kind of nervous and kind of excited all at the same time. Okay, it's hard for me to see the color because I have a ring light here. It's daylight, it's a sunny day, but the ring light is blinding a little bit. Okay, I can't remember what I told them, but I think I said like some sort of medium to light brown, and my big thing was just it had to be ashy and it had to have a good hairline. So I wanted it to be a realistic hairline and lightly bleached knots. And the color I would say is like a light brown mixed with dimensional blondes. That's what I would call it, which is cool with me because I'm willing to try any color. I didn't really care about that. So the real test is going to be, what does that hairline look like? The hair quality, I mean, you never really know until you wash it. So I will be back with a follow-up once I've washed her, because then you can really tell about the hair quality. But at first glance, it looks like good hair. I don't see any split ends in here at all, like not a one. So that's great. I'm very happy about that. It is a lace top, which has a very nice lace. You can hardly see that on my skin, I feel like. Take a look at the inside of the cap. You've got a front comb, which would hit sort of like the mid to back part of your head, and then a back comb, adjuster tabs, and side clips. These are not my favorite side clips. I would not be using these. I probably would change them out because they're just not my preferred ones. I feel like they hurt my head a bit. But the side clips are nice. I won't use them anyways in a wig, so I probably would just take them out. And then you've got your wefting. Looks great. Okay, let's give it a try. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Why do I get nervous? Do you all get nervous? I think I've got it on crooked for one. So I gotta adjust that. Whew. Okay, hang on. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, you can tell I didn't change out my wig grip. So maybe I need to go do that because that looks awfully funny. Let me go change my wig grip and I will be right back to have a better look. If you're watching this video and you just saw that things got turned around, I realized that I was filming in portrait mode instead of landscape mode, so I made the change so that you could see it better in this full-length video on YouTube. So I do apologize. Earlier it was on the wrong setting. Okay, so I've put the wig on with their wig grip, which makes it look a lot more realistic at that parting. And I have to say, I'm relieved. So I kind of stepped out of this room, went to go put it on the other room with a proper lace, the lace wig grip, oh my gosh. And in doing that, I got a good look at it in the natural light. I have to confess, when I first opened it, I was a little bit worried that where they had done the bleaching was looking almost greenish in color, and that really startled me. I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. But I just looked at it in the daylight. It's very sunny out. I'll take you outside later on. And I have to say, I'm really relieved. I actually think the color is a lot better than my initial reaction. So one thing that the company did tell me about, I told you that I requested a good hairline, that was really important to me. And they sent me a message and said that in plucking the hairline, they ended up over plucking. They were completely honest about it. And so they ended up adding new pieces to the front to make it better because it was like too thin at the hairline. And so that some of my front pieces would be longer than others. And that the front would, like, it would almost be like an A-line, not an A-line bob, a lob. And so I knew that going into this, and I think that that might be a bit of the case, but I actually don't think it's that bad. It could always have a trim up or something like that, but it's really not bad at all. And I will say that hairline, like you can see, if I go here, you can see, I think it's in this spot. I noticed it in the daylight that it's over plucked. So it's not perfect at the hairline. However, on the whole, WigShe's prices are a lot more competitive than some of the luxury shops. So if you're looking for an entry piece, just to see one, if you even like wearing lace top wigs, to see if you even like wearing human hair, if you're a synthetic wig wearer, or if you just want to have an alternate piece that isn't a luxury piece, then they might be worth considering, because I think that they take feedback well. They're honest and open in their communication. And though there might be a little flaw here, I do still feel like, and obviously this is like me, this is my wig grip issue, and the placement of this on me. I should wear it a little bit more forward. But despite that, I think that this has a lot of merit. So I'm gonna style her in a second. I've got my curling iron heating up. But in terms of, for example, the density, that's a really nice, realistic density. They listen to me on the hairline, and I feel like it looks really pretty good and pretty natural. You can see the knots, but they're not super aggressive. So I think that that's really good. I mean, really, this looks quite natural. And the lace also, I really like this lace. I'm gonna trim it up in a few minutes, but the color of lace for me anyways is a really good blend. So I'm very happy with it. I'll do a full turnaround so you can see it at the back as well. Just bear in mind that I have a bun in my hair right now. I didn't do a really great job of concealing it, so there might be a bit of a bulge. That's not them. That's me and my bun that I didn't do a great job of spreading out. So there's a bit of a bulge. In terms of the fit of the cap, by the way, excellent. I told them I was a small. I sent them my measurement, and it's like the perfect fit for me. They listened. It's the perfect fit. It's very comfortable, very snug, and I don't think I'm gonna have any lifting when I cut this lace. So that's really good. Okay, so this is my left side. Here's my right side. And then the back. So I'm very happy with this. Let's get her curled. Okay, so this might not be the most professional setup ever. I've got a curtain behind me to block out the light, whatever. It is what it is. So I'm gonna start by curling her, styling her, and then we'll go in and cut the lace. So I'm just gonna do sort of my typical loose waves and give that a bit of a go and see how she holds those waves. Now again, I know I've said this before, I'm a bit of a broken record, but to really be able to tell about the quality of a piece and its hair, oh my gosh. By the way, this is not a great curling iron. It's an old Conair from when I was in high school. It heats up to 300 degrees. So this is not high heat. Normally I would recommend you go a little bit higher with your human hair pieces. It will allow those curls to lock in for a longer period of time. But it's taking that curl like holy moly macaroni. Very exciting. Oh, that one not so much. Let me try that again. Woo, woo, woo. I mean, it is hot. So yeah, you're not gonna know entirely until you actually wash it and dry it yourself. I'm gonna stop talking now, zip through this. You can watch me style it if you want. And I'll be back to talk about how she looks after I cut the lace. So I've kind of run around the house. Now, if you've been here before, you know that my daughter is like my toughest critic when it comes to hair. She's 10 and she is so blunt about like, that looks good, that doesn't look good. And one of her things that she hates is when a piece looks too perfect. That drives her nuts and she says it doesn't look real. So when I have a luxury topper on and beautiful curls, she goes, no one's hair is that perfect, Mom. I just went downstairs and I asked her, what do you think? And she went, oh, yes, I love it, except you need to dye your eyebrows. So I think if I was to make this a little bit more perfect for me, I would be looking for some rooting. The rooting I think is kind of gone because they wanted to bleach those knots for me, which I am grateful for, but it does mean that the color doesn't quite match my eyebrows, which, you know, is not the end of the world. I told her it just looks like I dye my hair. And she goes, either way, that's a problem because you're either wearing a wig that doesn't match your eyebrows or you dye your hair and they don't match your eyebrows. So put some foundation on those eyebrows. Either way, I really like it. I am very happy with this piece. I need to cut the lace a little bit more on my ear. I'm an ear tucker though, and I feel like the density is just perfect for an ear tuck. There's so many things I love about it. I would probably go back and say in the future, can I actually get a little bit more rooting if I was going to go with a lighter color, or I'd have to pick a piece that's closer in color to my eyebrows because it's true without the rooting. And that is something I take for granted because a lot of these synthetic pieces that I get that are blonder come with a rooting. So if that's something I took for granted, I probably should have planned that a bit better, but I feel like that's more on me than it is on them. So in short, WigShe is a good option. This is not me just saying it. I actually just said to my husband, despite the color problem, which is a bit of a problem for me, I feel like, and the little bald spot that's still not filled in by them, if I was paying, you know, big money for this, I would be disappointed. But I think as a budget, more accessible company, I think that there's a lot of promise here, and I really look forward to working with them more because I want to see them grow and evolve. I think that they do a good job of listening, as I said before, and I think that they're going to take the feedback and actually apply it, or at least I hope they do. So this is one to keep an eye on. WigShe, Thank you for sending this in exchange for a review. I genuinely love it, and I'm going to take it out with me when I go away on vacation later this week. So stay tuned for content of this girl in the wild. I am back after having washed, let air dry, and added curls to the WigShe piece. I have a whole bunch of thoughts that I didn't have in the first half, so I'm really glad that I took some time before hitting record again. Okay, so here are my thoughts. As a budget piece, I stand by what I said. Very good value. I don't know if I would ask for customization in the future. I would be more interested to see their stock piece as it is, even if it means having maybe some more visible knots at the hairline. Here's why. They were very transparent in telling me that they in trying to create a realistic hairline, they overplucked and then they had to add hairs in. In doing so, this whole hairline in here and all in the front here is like very sparse, and you can see my bio hair underneath. Now it is a lighter color than my bio hair, so that is part of the reason, but it is sparser than I think it should be. If you didn't have any bio hair, the density is really, really good, light and realistic. If you wanted a heavy density, you probably wouldn't like this piece because the top is just far too sparse. But again, I don't know if that's because they customized it for me or if that's how it naturally comes. Some of my friends have reviewed WigShe and I've checked out their pieces, and theirs look a lot more dense at the part line and at the hairline. So I believe this is the result of the customization. So I don't think I would customize in the future. However, actually, there's one more thing I want to say about the customization that I think might have gone a little bit awry. I asked them to lightly bleach the knots, and in doing so, the color kind of got a little funky. So if I get really close, you might be able to see what I mean. Maybe you can't. But you can also probably see some darkness, and that's my bio hair underneath. I'm not wearing a wig grip right now. Their lace, I don't know if I said this. I don't even remember what I said in the first half because it's been so long. The lace melts into my skin. So the darkness that you see there is not them. That's my bio hair. The lace melts into my skin. I'm like a medium. I'm like a fair skin tone, but it's summertime, so I'm a little bit more medium. Melts into my skin. I add a little bit of powder here to try to conceal my own bio hair underneath because, like I said, it's popping through because it's so sparse. And if I like flip this around or whatever, you're gonna see that. Okay, so that's the drawback. I would avoid customization. It's a little sparse on top. Is it worth the money? I still say yes because of a couple of reasons. For one, the hair quality is good. One thing I didn't notice before is I think it's just single drawn. I don't think it's double drawn. So you have like different lengths in here. It's a little bit thinner at the bottom. And I actually think it looks really realistic because of that. The hair quality is really nice. So when I dried it, I air dried it, it was really wavy, which means when I went to curl it now, it's kind of hard to get like a completely smooth, like I would have had to flat iron it to get like a really smooth finish. Like it's kind of kinky right to the cap. But because of this, it takes a curl, like, look at this. It takes a curl beautifully. My curling iron is a really cheap one. It's like an old Conair from when I was in high school. It doesn't get hot enough. And when I use it on my Brazilian grade pieces, it does not do this. Like it does not do this to my other pieces. This type of curl, I'm telling you, I have never had before on a human hair piece that I own. So I don't know where they're getting their hair from. Like it almost acts as a European hair, but I can't believe that it would be European hair for that price. WigShe, tell me what's the grade of this hair? Because it is so soft. Like just now, as I was curling it, I'm like, this is crazy. Like it's post wash and it functions in so many ways like my bio hair does, except that my bio hair is very curly and has a tighter curl, but my bio hair also is very silky. And so if I flat iron my hair, I can't curl it again. And I think that would be the case with this one. If you straighten it, I think you're gonna have to keep it straight because when I first got it out of the box, I added a curl and it looked nice, but the curl fell out. It didn't really last. I have a feeling now, based on my own experience with my own hair texture, that this curl, because I let it air dry and then I set to work on just a quick curl with a like 300 degree setting, like I would have gone hotter if I could have, but my curling iron doesn't allow me to. I think this is gonna stay. I probably should wear it out and about and then get back to you on how well this curl holds, but I'm telling you, I've never achieved a curl quite like this before. and it's just a feeling that I have. Like I can feel it. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels light and airy, which makes me think that that curl is going to stay. I mean, you can see the curl kind of settling now, but it's not heavy and pulling down. I could go on about this forever. Like that's how impressed I am with the hair quality. So WigShe, amazing job on the hair quality. Keep up the good work on that. The drawback for me is this part line. The drawback for me is like the thinning here, but like, I feel like you have to take the good with the bad. It also had an asymmetrical cut, and the pieces in the front were longer. It ended up being kind of like lobbed. They did forewarn me about that though, because they added pieces when it became overplucked. So they told me that it was going to need some cutting. So I just went in with some shears and I literally just cut. I'm not a hairdresser. I don't know what I'm doing. But I just went in, I cut my husband's hair. I just chopped it to make it even here. And with a curl, there's no way that you can tell, even though I'm not a pro hairdresser. So yeah, here it is. I'll show you the full like side. So this is my left side and this is my right side. And then this is the back. Light, weightless. I cannot wait to see where this company goes moving forward, what else they come out with. I can't wait to try another piece. I'm going to request, I'm going to try to get a stock piece next time. So no customization, just to see what it looks like if you order it straight off their website without asking for customization. I'm also curious to know what the turnaround time is if we don't do a customization. But this is one to watch for sure. If you are looking for a budget-friendly human hair piece, this is a company to watch for. I am so glad that we collaborated. I initially was skeptical. And I am now a believer that there is so much potential with this company. This cap is so comfortable. If it wasn't for the, the coloring issue and the sparseness up here, I would be giving this like a 10. So it's not, there are drawbacks, and be wary of those, or not wary, but like prepared for those potential setbacks. It might need some customization. It might need, a visit to the hairdresser when you get it, but like you're getting it at a really good price. So weigh the pros with the cons there and decide what is right for you. But on the whole, I'm really happy with it. I will also take it outside just so you can have a little look at it in natural light as well. Okay, instead of going outside, it's super windy out. I'm just standing in front of a window. This is in my daughter's room. So you can see that there's this is what I'm talking about here, but the dimension is really great. It's really lovely. And the original color that it was before they dyed the top is so beautifully dimensional. It's a nice medium, light brown with lots of light, bright, platinum-y type highlights. But it leans warmer because of the color work that they did on the top. If it was based on the bottom, it would be not quite as warm, and it would be a little bit more on the cool side, which is exactly what I would like to see. So there you have it. WigShe, inside light, outside light, curled, washed. Thank you, WigShe, for making hair affordable.